Yo, what's good, everybody? This is your boy, Seafood That Guy speaking. Welcome back for those of you guys that have been riding with this channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Before we get started, you know I'd super appreciate it if you guys drop a like on the video. Let's run this channel through the roof and make sure you subscribe so we can get this channel going. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so anything would be greatly appreciated. Hit the notification bell because we do drop One Piece content consistently on this channel. I was talking to some people and they say that they want to see more theories and more character analysis videos come back. So I've been working on a couple of things. So keep an eye on the channel for those things going forward. And I don't want to make this intro any more long-winded. So let's just get straight into it.
Hey, listen!
So just quickly, before we get into the chapter, we see that there's a color spread at the front of it, and it's dedicated to Vegapunk and all his satellites. Even the Vega Force 5 made it on here. And just as a quick little side note, I was expecting more integration between Vegapunk and his satellites. Like, I realized he created them to do all his various tasks and to make his load easier, but I don't know, maybe some more integration between the satellites and the Vega Force 1 or some sort of combination of sorts. And we really haven't seen any of that, you know, like Frankie does with the Frankie Shogun and things like that. Of course, the arc's not over, so we'll see how it goes, but I was definitely expecting to see more of that. But now that that's aside, let's get straight into the chapter. It's titled Dear Bonnie. So the chapter picks up where we left off in the last chapter. Kuma is actually right outside Windmill Village in Mount Kalubo, and he's actually monitoring Luffy. He's watching him train, and currently Luffy is training his Gum Gum Battle Axe, the same Gum Gum Battle Axe that he used to kick Arlong's face in. And we've seen him use the Battle Axe before. I think he used the same one to break the Baratier, if I'm not mistaken, and we've seen him use it a couple different times. This is wild to me, and I know everybody thought that, you know, maybe last chapter Kuma might have come to this island maybe unrelated to Luffy, but I think that as time went on, we all knew that he was going to have some sort of direct reason for seeking out Luffy. And I'm not gonna lie, it seems like Oda is setting up Kuma as the Alucard of this series, right? The guy that's been there since the beginning. He's super strong, and he's basically gonna be what seems to be like the key to victory. I mean, he just knows too much. He knows everything from all sides, and Kuma is that guy. But anyways, he's monitoring Luffy, and he thinks back to a moment of where he basically explains to Dragon that he knows his secret. He tells Dragon, look, you're familiar with this island. Not only that, but when I was walking around earlier, I saw that there's a village on the outskirts of the island, and there was a young boy there. And before Kuma gets too deep into it, Dragon stops him and he says, listen, you got me, but if you speak any further, you're basically condemning me to death, meaning that children are and forever will be the Achilles heel of a parent, right? And Dragon does not want that weakness, especially if the revolution rises and falls on him. Kuma respects Dragon's wishes and I guess shuts up about it from there on. But we go back to him monitoring Luffy, watching him train. He's even making comments like saying that Luffy's finishing move is amazing and all of that. And he actually gets a call from the government on his Den Mushi. Luffy hears what seems to be ringing in the distance, and as he turns around, Kuma pops out of there before Luffy could realize. And Luffy even mentions here, I don't know if this is some early version of observation haki, but he mentions that there must be a super strong opponent here on the island still. Anyways, Kuma gets his orders from the world government, and it's actually to head out and stop a bunch of pirates raiding a merchant ship and eliminate them. There's also people there in danger, and Kuma does just this. He gets rid of the pirates and he gets the other people to safety. And Kuma does just this. He is an obedient Shishibukai after all. Directly after this, we see him writing notes to Bonnie, explaining how the world is full of beauty that can't be captured just through words and pictures, and he can't wait for her to experience it herself. Of course, we cut from here to the Sorbet Kingdom to a 9-year-old Bonnie, and we see that she is anxiously waiting Kuma's letters to drop in the mail, and she's disappointed because she hasn't seen any yet. But we actually get a reveal here that Alifa has actually been destroying the letters that Kuma has been sending to Bonnie. We actually see her tear them up and actually throw them into a trash bin that's full to the brim of letters. After Bonnie gets over her initial disappointment, she actually goes to Gyogo and wants to spar with him. We see her turn into something reminiscent of Kuma's body shape, and Gyogo's like, listen, Bonnie, can we just chill out? Let's play some Jenga, let's relax. But Bonnie is not having it, and they actually start to get into a tussle. Right as Alifa walks in, Bonnie shrinks down to her regular self to see Bonnie sitting on top of a defeated Gyogo. And, you know, Alifa is so confused at this point. She's like, yo, I could have swore I just saw Bonnie and she was huge. But, I don't know, must be a figment of my imagination. That's a testament to how fast Bonnie's fruit works. And we saw this in Sabaody as well when she saved Zoro from getting shot by St. Charlos, and we even saw her use this power on the Marines in that same arc. So yeah, super quick. Alifa is here to give Bonnie her medicine, to which Bonnie responds that it tastes like crap, but Alifa is convincing her that, yeah, it might taste like crap, but that just means that it's working. All the while in her head, Alifa knows that this is just a lemon flavored placebo that tastes like crap. It's not helping Bonnie because Vegapunk already healed Bonnie. This is just a placebo. It's not actually doing anything. From here, we cut to a panel of Gyogyo and Queen Connie, and they're discussing why they decided to hide Bonnie's powers. And Connie doesn't really make a huge comment about it. She just says that even a talented hawk hides its claws, basically meaning like there's no reason for Bonnie to show her whole hand, right? Especially since these are government nurses and doctors. There's no reason for Bonnie to just go and show them that she has devil fruit powers, especially one as hacks and as powerful as hers. Shout out to Queen Connie here, definitely showing some wisdom with that age. From here, we cut to Government Island known as Science Division Lab 8, but it's looking more and more a little futuristic, and we see that Vegapunk has done a lot more work, and he's actually receiving praise from Stussy, but it is the clone Stussy that is already working for the world government and is clearly already the queen of the pleasure district. But she's telling him that he's done such a great job with Science Lab 8 and that it's awesome that he was able to cut his brain. And Vegapunk is explaining to Stussy that, yeah, his next plan is to make his brain float above in the air with clouds. And I'm not gonna lie, if anybody's listening outside my door as I'm recording this video, without context, they're gonna think I'm crazy because Vegapunk's ideas are just absolutely out of this world. But of course, we've seen present day Egghead Island, so we know that it works. Stussy actually makes a comment to Kuma here saying that, I heard that you're gonna lose your sense of individuality with this procedure, and I'm just wondering which one of us has a more ironic fate. You, the human who's going to lack their free will, or me, the clone that doesn't lack my free will. And Vegapunk tells Connie, yo, kindly just knock it off. You're just as human as the rest of us. And he's right here. Just because she's a clone doesn't mean that she's not human. And in fact, she has her free will, so she can do as she pleases, as we see her do in present day. This prompts Kuma to ask the question, what exactly should I expect when I lose my free will? And Vegapunk puts it plainly, listen, you're not going to be able to differentiate between a command to kill a child or not. Basically explaining that not only will you lose your memories, but all of your empathy and humanity that would allow you to go against certain decisions, that will be gone. And Kuma decides that he's gonna write Bonnie another letter, and he tells them that, listen, I'm just gonna write till I run out of time because Bonnie deserves to know exactly how I feel. And from here, we cut to Bonnie, and she's celebrating her birthday on Sorbet Kingdom with all her friends. We see Gyogyo there, we see Queen Connie there, and we see all the townspeople there. Of course, even now, she's still expecting a letter from Kuma that she hasn't received. And she actually tears up here because it's her birthday. She at least expected him to write on her birthday, but from her perspective, he just hasn't written. She doesn't know that Alifa has been tearing up the letters and throwing them away each and every time a letter comes. And the narrator mentions that a whole nother half a year passed without Bonnie receiving a single letter at all from Kuma. So at this point, that puts Bonnie at 9.5. It's 6 months away until she turns 10 years old. From here, we cut to Baltigo, and Sabo mentions here that Kuma came in and rescued the Revolutionary Army again. And Dragon actually responds here by telling Sabo, yeah, it's just like all the other times that the Rebs were on the rope. Kuma would swoop in, save them, and then at the last minute, he would leave without saying a word. And Dragon mentions that if Kuma wants to not be followed, we just have to respect that, because we know that Dragon and Kuma, they have that relationship. Kuma didn't pry in about Dragon's past, knowing that Luffy was his son, and Dragon's not gonna pry in on Kuma's present, knowing about Kuma's daughter. They have that type of rapport. At this point, we cut back to the Sorbet Kingdom, and Bonnie is all better. I suppose she nearing 10 years old at this point, and the stones on her face have completely been healed, and now she's excited to go outside. Of course, Alifa barges in and she says, absolutely not. We've been told that you must stay put, but Bonnie's not having that. She's like, you're a liar. Vegapunk said I could be fine after a year, and she's had enough of Alifa's BS. On top of that, we cut to our next panel where Queen Connie actually gives up some important information, saying that, yeah, while they were having drinks in town, the nurses and doctors let it slip that they're actually government intelligence agents. So your disease, apparently it's been cured for a while now, but they were just making it seem like you were still sick. Wow, Queen Connie, bro. I didn't know you had it in you, but shout out. Queen Connie explains to Bonnie here that she's not exactly sure why the government has chosen to keep a perfectly healthy girl trapped inside for a whole other 6 months, although we know that it's to make Kuma's surgery permanent before Bonnie was able to leave. But she also doubts that Kuma wouldn't write not one time after she saw the relationship between Kuma and his daughter. So Queen Connie's not having it, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, I think I kind of respect Queen Connie. Drop a like on the video for this chapter's MVP, Queen Connie. Especially in the next panel where it's revealed that Queen Connie already had everything sorted out with Yogo and a ship in the harbor for Bonnie to go find her father. And we see her execute this plan in the next couple of panels where she seemingly goes back to the castle, and Alifa is completely unaware that this is Bonnie, but she's been made to look like Queen Connie because we know that she can transform into basically the spitting image of Queen Connie with her fruit. And she actually leaves and goes to join up with Gyogyo at the harbor, and they actually have a ship for her there already ready, and it's made to look like pizza, which of course is Bonnie's favorite food. At the very same time, Alifa walks in to find a Queen Connie dressed in Bonnie's clothes. This is hilarious because Alifa's absolutely pissed off here because she knows that this is not Bonnie. And Queen Connie's like, oh, look, it's me. I'm Bonnie. We know that's not true. So Olifa goes after them. As the ship is setting sail, they've just barely left, and Olifa is running after them. She uses Geppo to actually skywalk over to the ship. She's telling them, listen, you guys cannot get away from me. I'm gonna beat you within an inch of your life if that means I'm gonna keep you here. Yo, Olifa, you gotta learn to take a chill pill, homegirl. Like, yo, relax. She even tells them that she was ordered to eliminate all accomplices. This means that Gyogyo, you're actually gonna freaking die here, bro. But anyways, before she makes it to the ship, Bonnie remembers her asking her father, what did Nika look like? And she says nobody knows, but she uses distorted future to transform into a form very reminiscent of Luffy's Gear 3rd. And before Olifa can reach the ship, she hits Olifa with a Gear 3rd King Kong gun. We finished the chapter with the narrator explaining that the government would soon receive word that Bonnie has escaped and went to go find her father. And just like Luffy and the others, her vessel would gain fame and I guess infamy as she now becomes a well-known pirate around the world. That is the end of this chapter, and we are on break next week, unfortunately, but we do have stuff to talk about. Let me know what you guys think about the end of this chapter. What do you guys think about Bonnie's form being reminiscent of Gear 3rd? I didn't realize that she could use distorted future to change around parts of her body or maybe make herself look more like Nika. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about that for sure. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe so we can run this channel up. Hit the notification bell because we got stuff to talk about this week and next week now that there's no chapter. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.